Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir, because I'm doing this in the evening. But if you're listening to it in the morning, it is bonjour. We're starting the second semester and we're going into the second section of pronouns. Last semester, we looked at the pronoun as subjects. This semester, we will look at pronouns as objects. So in this presentation, I will explain how to distinguish and use the direct object pronoun. So the direct object pronoun in French is called the COD, complément d'objet direct. All right, the COD. So let's start. Before that, I want you to memorize your verbs. Remember your verbs. Remember the verb vouloir means want. Je veux, tu veux, il veut, elle veut, on veut, nous voulons, vous voulez, ils veulent, elles veulent. Remember your verbs. I can't insist on that enough. Vouloir is to wish or to want. Pouvoir is to be able to do something, to can do something. And prendre is to take. So memorize your verbs, memorize the sounds, memorize the spellings. And how do you make a verb negative? You should put ne in front of your verb and pas after your verb. Donc, je ne veux pas means I don't want. Je ne peux pas means I cannot. Je ne prends pas means I do not take. Okay? Je peux, tu peux, il peut, elle peut, on peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, ils peuvent, elles peuvent. Follow the rhythm like I taught you last semester. Study with the rhythm, then you get it. Je prends, tu prends, il prend, elle prend, nous prenons, vous prenez, ils prennent, elles prennent. So follow the rhythm and you will slowly get used to your verbs. Now, keep that in mind. It's just a parenthesis. Remember, the main objective of this presentation is to teach you how to distinguish between your direct objects and subject objects. D'accord? So, complément d'objet direct. This is how you spell it. Complément d'objet direct. It's C-O-D. This means a complement is an object. It's a pronoun, remember. So, a complément d'objet direct is your direct object pronoun. In English, you call them pronouns. In French, you call them the COD. Complément d'objet direct. Now, these are the pronouns. You have me, which means me. Te, which means you. Le, la, et l'apostrophe. Le meaning it or him. La meaning it or her. And l'apostrophe if it comes in front of a word starting with a vowel. Nous means we. Vous means you plural. And les means them. Alright, for example, he sees me. Me is a direct object pronoun in English. In French also it is me, but you pronounce it as me. Alright? S'il te plaît. If you please, s'il te plaît, te is your direct object pronoun. S'il vous plaît, vous is your direct object pronoun. Il in the s'il vous plaît is your subject. D'accord? So I will teach you how to go through this step by step. Now remember, everything you need a structure in your mind, and in French the structure is always subject, verb, object. Unlike Tamil, where I am told it is subject, object, verb. I saw the ball. Na ball parthen. So it is subject, object and verb. In French it is SVO, subject, verb, object. I hope you remember that by now. So I've color coded this so it will be easy for you to memorize, because I know some of you are color oriented. So if the sentence is brown, that's a subject. If the word is brown, it's a subject. If it's black, it's your verb. Verbs are actions. If it's blue, that's your object. It's a noun, which is an object. And then if anything is purple, it's a preposition. Now this is for this slide only because I got lazy. I didn't do it in the other slides. So, le professeur enseigne la grammaire. Le professeur is your subject. He's the main actor in your verb. The teacher is doing an action. What is the action? It's teaching. And what is he teaching? Grammar. So you have two nouns, professor and grammaire. Remember this. Subject, S, action verb, V, object, O, SVO, subject, verb, object. Alright? The person or the thing that's doing the action is the subject. And whatever follows the action is your object. Keep that in your mind. Ils viennent. They're coming. The person who's doing the action, coming, is they. So this is your subject. Viennent is come, action. Chez moi is your proposition of place. Alright? Let's call it pronoun of place. Grammatically, it's wonky, but it denotes place. Sylvie ne mange pas de pomme. Same concept, subject. Sylvie, mange is action. Pomme is your object. But here it is a negative sentence. Sylvie ne mange pas de pomme. Subject, verb, object. Je parle au chien. I'm talking to the dog. Subject, verb, object. So you see there are different types of objects. Subjects, they can either be a noun or a pronoun. Noun, pronoun. But an object can be like this, grammaire. It can mean a place. It can be something with an article in front of it like de. It can be something with a preposition in front of it, au. But all these things that are there in blue color are your objects. So here in this presentation, I'm going to teach you how to find out a direct object and a indirect one. Alright? So there are two types of objects. Remember, one is direct and the other is indirect. The direct is OD, COD, and indirect I is indirect. Both of them come after the verb. Is that clear? Both of them, both the direct object and the indirect object, are placed after the verb. Is that clear? So how do we identify the COD? Remember that, subject, action, and then object. Subject, verb, and then object. Verbs are actions, objects are nouns. Alright? Subjects are also nouns, but they come in the beginning of a sentence, so you don't have to worry about them. Look at the nouns that come at the end of your sentence. Now look for any preposition that comes between the verb and the object. What does that mean? We will see. Before that, here are some prepositions you have to look for. We've learned quite a bunch of prepositions by now. A, la, o, aux, de, du, all these are prepositions. Alright? But I want you to memorize these because these are the prepositions that tell you whether it is a indirect object, which identify the indirect object. So if a preposition separates the verb and the object is not a direct object. That's why it is called direct. It is directly in front of it directly comes after the verb. It is indirect when you have a preposition in between the object and the verb. So look at these sentences now and tell me whether it's a direct object or not. Look at the first one. Je vois un film. Je vois Luc. Subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object. Is there any preposition in between your verb? Your verb is VOIS, it means see. Is there any preposition? Here you have all the prepositions I've written for you. So do any of these words come in this sentence? The answer is no. Direct object, there's no preposition. Direct object, there's no preposition. These are your prepositions. That's why I've written them here. Memorize these, especially these in red. If any of these prepositions in red come in between the verb is here, and the ending noun, which is the object, it is no longer direct, it has become indirect. Alright? So here it is direct because it is directly in front of course there's an article. Direct means there's no preposition. I'm not talking about articles. There's no preposition between the verb and the noun. Alright? So this is a direct object. Alright? Now look at the next sentence. Je parle à Luc. Subject, verb, object. In between Luc, who's your object, and parle, which is your action verb, there is a preposition. So Luc is no longer directly in front of the verb. Here it is indirect. Yeah? Nous allons au magasin. We are going to the shop. Again, verb, object. And in between both these verbs, you have AU. Look, over here, AU comes. So once again, this is not direct, it is indirect. Lucie aime la robe bleue. Subject, verb, object. In between your verb and your object, you don't have any of these prepositions. Therefore, the last word is a direct object. So can you see the difference now between direct and indirect objects? Let's revise. Understand the sentence. You have to know the meanings. If you do not know the meanings, it will be tough. You're now in the second semester, it's high time you start memorizing meanings. So understand the sentence, look at it, identify the subject, identify the action word, identify the object, and find out whether it's direct or indirect. Example, les jeunes filles adorent mes chiennes. The young girls, the girls. Subject, love, verb. Mes chiennes, my dogs. Object. Is that subject, verb, object. Alright, next rule. Replace the direct object with the correct pronoun. COD means direct object pronoun. So these are your pronouns. I kept them with the slide at the side. Think. The young girls love my dogs. You can't replace it with me. It's not you either. It is not we, it is not you, it is not him, it's plural. The young girls love them. So you have to choose the pronoun les. The young girls love the dogs, the younger girls love them. Huh? So this is your COD now. This is what you're going to use in the sentence. Mes chiennes is replaced by les. Les means them. Yes? In Tamil, your job is over. I love. English, your job is over. I love them. But in Tamil, what happens? Na adu parthen. I saw that becomes na adu parthen. The pronoun comes in front of the verb. Okay? So same like in Tamil, pronouns in French also should be moved between the subject and the verb. Les jeunes filles les adorent. So this is just like Tamil now. The little girls, the young girls, them adore. Okay? So when it comes to learning your pronouns, learn them like you would learn a pronoun position in Tamil. It's just like in your maternal language. Do not leave the pronoun at the end of the sentence. This is wrong. This is literally from English. It is wrong. Pronoun position, think maternal. And if there are two verbs, if it's one verb, put it in front of the verb, like over here. If it's two verbs, put it in between. This is verb number 1, to love. This is verb number 2, put the pronoun in the middle. The younger girls love watching them. Negative sentence, put the ne before your verb. Put the ne before your pronoun and the pa after your verb, like this. Ne, pronoun, verb, pa. Okay, so ne, verb, pa. If there's a pronoun, ne, pronoun, verb, pa. Alright, so remember your steps. Identify the direct object. How do you identify it? There's no preposition in between the verb and the object. Choose the correct pronoun, the COD, to replace the object. Do not leave it at the end of the sentence like in English. put it in front of the verb like in Tamil. And if you have two verbs, put it in between both the verbs. Na, pronoun, verb, pa is now your second structure that you have to remember. Na, verb, pa. If there's a pronoun, na, pronoun, verb, pa. D'accord? So everything becomes clearer with exercises. Let's look at these exercises. Replace the underlined words with the correct pronoun. This is your underlined word. She knows French. Le français, it's not me, it's not you, it's not a person, it's it. She knows it. It will be either L-E or L-A. French is L-E, therefore, elle le connaît. She knows it. Lisa déteste les légumes, plural. She hates vegetables. She hates them. Lisa les déteste. She hates them. Voyez-vous vos amis? Now, this is a question. It's an inversion question. Look for the verb. This is your verb. So put your pronoun in front of your verb. All right? Don't get confused by the fact that there's no subject there. It's a question. The subject comes somewhere else. But this is your verb. And friend is them. Do you see them? Do you see your friends? Do you see them? Them is les. Les voyez-vous? I don't see them. I don't see them. Them is les. Put les in front of the verb. Je ne les vois pas. Number 4. Mon fils ne les apprécie pas. He doesn't like bananas. Plural. Them. Finally, elle adore Jean. She likes Jean. She likes him. Him. Singular. Elle. Elle adore. D'accord? So how do I know that all of these are direct objects? There is no a. There is no a in front of the underlined words. Keep that in mind. Répondez en utilisant le COD convenable. Answer using the correct COD. So what is this? Vous voulez m'accompagner chez le boulanger? Do you want to accompany me? Do you want to accompany me to the baker? Je ne veux pas vous accompagner chez le boulanger. I don't want to come with you. You can also say I want to come with you. I want you to learn negative, so I made it negative. Vous aimez les haricots verts? Do you like green beans? Je ne les aime pas. I don't like them. But it can also be je les aime. I love them. Alright? Elle fait le compte? Elle ne les fait pas. She's not doing them. She's not doing any accounts. It can also be elle les fait. She's doing them. Vous parlez italien? Je ne le parle pas. I can also say je le parle. And finally, vous avez mon livre de français? Do you have my French book? Je ne l'ai pas. I don't have it. Or je l'ai. I have it. Alright? So whenever you have a object that doesn't have a with the accent in front on top of it, it is a direct object. The a with the accent in front of it or the relative contracted articles au, a, la, aux, they are the words that help you identify an indirect object. Ça va? Final exercise. Ma chienne, my dog, subject, chasse is chasing rats. My dog is chasing them. There's only one possibility. Them is les. Ma chienne les chasse. Don't put it at the end. Put it in front of your verb. Monsieur Paul achète des livres dans le magasin. He's buying books. He's buying them. Les achète. Alright? Tu veux acheter ma voiture? Two verbs. Do you want to buy my car? Yes, I want to buy it. It, referring to the car. Car is feminine, so it is LA now. Je veux, tu veux l'acheter? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy it? L apostrophe, LA becomes L apostrophe. Maman nettoie la maison avant Pongal. She cleans the house before Pongal. She cleans it. It. La. Mama la nettoie. She's cleaning it before Pongal. They're looking at me constantly. Il me regarde. You're looking me constantly. Elle met la robe rouge. She puts it on. She puts on the red dress. She puts it on. Elle la met. And finally, Lucie et Rameau vendent les livres au marché. Les livres, they are selling them in the market. Elles les vendent. So remember, identify the direct object, replace it by the direct object pronoun. You cannot leave the direct object pronoun hanging at the end of the sentence like in English. You have to shift it like in Tamil, like in Hindi, like in Malayalam. You have to shift the pronoun to the space between the subject and the verb. Alright? And if it's a negative sentence, ne, pronoun, verb, pas. D'accord? So this is the first half. I'll come back soon to you to teach you the indirect objects, because most of the exercises we'll be dealing with this semester will involve both the pronouns. Merci et bon courage pour l'examen. Bye bye.